What's different about this flight tonight is we have no traffic global. We have say intentions, and so traffic at the airports is going to seem a lot lighter than usual. So that's the one thing you'll notice probably the most. Alright, we have a stand and not a gate on this flight. We're at A22. It's alright. Okay, it's master switch. APU bleed. Start and beacon light, wing light, nav light are up. Seatbelt sign is on. Everything else, that's good. Alright, we're going to do our initial init request. Hold on, before we do the init request. Now, KDEN, so Denver to LAX. I'm going to put some numbers in here. We're going out. Let's see. On Denver International's 17 left. Anybody? We're going out on the Baylor 6 departure, the Teru transition. There we go. Let's get these numbers loaded to performance. We'll reset that. 17 left. So our flex is 2.9. It's awfully low. V1 is 156. Rotate is 156. And V2 is 159. Flaps are 1 up 0.1. Okay. Brian, would you get our IFR clearance for us for LAX?
I'll get our IFR clearance for LAX.
So 17 left. We're going out on
Denver clearance, Frontier Flight 2341, requesting our IFR clearance. We have information, Kilo.
1 second while I grab the paperwork. Frontier Flight 2341, cleared to Los Angeles via the Baylor 6 departure. Then is filed. Climb and maintain 9,000. Expect flight level 36010 minutes after departure. Departure on 120.8, squawk 2655. Expect runway 17 left.
2655. Okay, got it. We have just 1 minute to 1 minute to allotment. Is that it? Okay. All right. Ron, can you go ahead and get our pushback and start clearance?
I can't handle that request unless I'm in charge of the comms.
Ron, you're in charge of all comms.
Unit 532 is clear to Chicago via the ME's 8 departure.
I've got the comms now, Steve.
On initial, and then flight level 370, 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 20.8, squawk 4262, and our runway was changed to runway 25.
United 532, read back correct.
Clearance, North 240, I request IFR clearance to Dallas International.
Give me 1 second for that clearance.
Ground to cockpit, please show me where you want to go. Ground to cockpit, tow is driving up.
And we need to take off external power and remove the chocks. Okay.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect. Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake. Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
All right. Ignition is on engine 2.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Ignition off.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Ground spoiler armed. Flaps to 1. Auto brake to max. And master switch is off.
So it's disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Brian, ask clearance for our taxiing.
I'll get our taxi clearance.
Denver ground, Frontier Flight 2341, requesting taxi clearance. We have Lima.
Frontier Flight 2341, runway 17 left taxi via Alpha Sierra, Mike Echo Delta.
Runway 17 left, Alpha Sierra, Mike Echo Delta. Frontier Flight 2341.
The cabin is ready for departure, Steve. Cabin crew, all doors in flight and cross-check. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard Frontier Airlines. We are delighted to have you with us today as we embark on our journey from Denver to Los Angeles. I'm Mario Valentini, your purser on this flight, and I'm here to ensure your comfort and safety. Joining me in the cabin are my wonderful colleagues, Jessica, Mark, Sarah, and Tom. Our captain for this flight is the esteemed Steve Good, and our first officer is the capable Brian Song. We expect our flight time to be approximately 2 hours and 5 minutes, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. Now, please pay close attention to the following safety demonstration. To fasten your seatbelt, insert the metal fitting into the buckle until you hear a click. To release it, simply lift the buckle. Make sure your seatbelt is fastened low and tight across your lap at all times when seated. In the event of a loss of cabin pressure, oxygen masks will drop down from the panel above you. Pull the mask towards you to start the flow of oxygen. Place it over your nose and mouth. Secure the elastic band behind your head and breathe normally. Remember to secure your own mask before assisting others. For those of you who are seated over water, life vests are located under your seat. To use the vest, pull it out, slip it over your head, and pull the straps around your waist. Inflate the vest by pulling the red tabs or by blowing into the tube. In the unlikely event of an evacuation, please leave all luggage on board. Your safety is our top priority. There are exits located at the front, middle, and rear of the aircraft. Please take a moment to locate the nearest exit, which may be behind you. Thank you for your attention. We appreciate your cooperation, and we hope you have a pleasant flight with us today. Oh, and just a little reminder, after our meal service, I'll be coming around with some delightful items from the Frontier shop.
It's kind of cool, but you're wondering if that limits the size planes they have. if you're wondering why the traffic seems a lot lighter, it's traffic global is not active. So I've been testing some configurations in XPlane 12.3, and so far without traffic global loaded, I can load anything without any issues. So I thought maybe traffic global wasn't one of my bottlenecks, but it kind of is. Made a wrong turn. review checklist. Auto brake max. Ground spoilers armed. Flaps are on 1. Checklist complete. Landing lights. Nose light. Runway turn off and strobe. Reset chronos. And Brian, we're ready for our takeoff departure clearance.
I'll get our takeoff clearance.
Denver Tower, Frontier Flight 2341, holding short of runway 17 left. We're ready for departure.
Frontier Flight 2341, Denver Tower, runway 17 left, winds 100 at 8. RNAV Gorak, cleared for takeoff. Flight Papa Victor Heavy, contact departure on 120.8.
Runway 17 left, RNAV Gorak, cleared for takeoff. Frontier Flight 2341.
It's not as much happening tonight in terms of traffic. Traffic Global is not active. I actually uninstalled it, testing how well 12.3 operates without it, and so far it's amazing. So it was part of my bottleneck or my crash issue. It hasn't happened since. Okay, flex. More pressure. Rotate. Positive rate. You're up.
Frontier Flight 2341, contact departure.
Flaps retracted. Autopilot engaged. Climb. Our initial climb, it was set for 9,000 until I get further word from ATC. Let's see. Okay. We're not using Traffic Global tonight. I'm holding off testing my response times and just So far, what I've noticed, not having all of those plugins installed, is how smooth and easy it goes into the environment. I don't have any. Before, I was starting to have a crash here and there, and since so far what we're operating with is we're really plain vanilla, with the exception of Atlanta, Miami, our Nimbus airports, and Charlotte. Our Nimbus airports, they're working great. They load fine, and Washington D.C. is a custom airport. It's a Thai airport, and it's doing great. So far, those are working well, and this here seems to be working well. I will say this: nighttime scenery, still the kind of the illumination looks better in XPlane than Microsoft Flight Sim. Although Microsoft Flight Sim has the close to the ground graphics, everything, the scenery. They've got the lock on that for now, but. Right, should be going over Denver here. Now that is a cool shot. Okay. Welcome to the streets of Denver. That's pretty good. That's good. Brian, are we still being held at 9,000? Have we gotten any clearance to go higher?
We're cleared to climb to flight level 360 10 minutes after departure. We're currently maintaining 9,000 until then.
Right, we're clear. We're climbing up to 360. And landing lights off at 10,000. Ground spoiler retracted. Auto brake is off.
Dear guests,
Flaps are
we have
at
just
0.
arrived above the safe altitude,
Checklist
and I'm
complete.
pleased to inform you that the use of electronic devices is now allowed. The lavatories are available, and our cabin service will begin shortly. Thank you for your attention, and enjoy your flight.
I don't anticipate everybody to hang out the whole trip, but we're 720 miles outside of LAX, and we're to be climbing to cruise altitude, and I'll probably I'll up the speed a little bit once we get to cruise altitude. Probably we'll be at about Mach 0.80, 0.81. That'll give us about 560 miles per hour, 550. Alright, so we're climbing, and I'm going to go ahead and set up, enter information in the McDo for arrival. So our destination is LAX, our arrival air runway is 24 right. We'll be coming on the Angel 4 arrival with a transition of dinero. So we're going to have an angry arrival. Some of this information can change, and sometimes I double check it, but on landing performance, we're going to go in with medium braking. QNH is 30.15. Temp is 17. Winds are from 100 and they're 8. Decision is 300. And all that information got entered. Standard. Alright, we are 698 miles outside of LAX. We're climbing to 360. We'll be coming out on runway 24 right on the Angel 4 arrival. And we've just got about an hour and 15 minutes, hour and a half until we start our descent. To give you an idea of what it looks like for us right now. everybody that's on the stream. Drop a comment about what you are currently on. If you're an XPlane 12 guy or Microsoft Flight Sim, whatever you're currently doing, I'd be curious. Paul, hope you're doing okay, man. I don't know what I was thinking tonight, but I took a Denver flight for LAX. It's a little bit longer. It has three routes to it. The first route I've been on tonight is from Atlanta to Denver, and that's about 1,000-mile cruise. And now this one hops to LA. Then I'll finish it out in the morning.
Romeo 56, contact departure.
Okay, so Paul, I dropped Traffic Global to do some flights to see because I've been having a little bit of a crash periodically, and just have an intermittent crash as I go into a certain airport, and then I go back and do it again. It works fine. I check my logs, and it is Traffic Global, and that didn't start until I went up to XPlane 12.3. So it's has some intermittent issues with the beta. Alright, we're at 270, climbing to 360, and we're about 662 miles outside of LAX. And when I do get up to cruise altitude...
Frontier Flight 2341 IREP-P from about 5-3 minutes ago. An aircraft reported moderate turbulence at flight level 265.
We've already passed that. Okay. Yeah, we've already passed that. Alright, we're gonna, anyway, when we get up to 360, I'll probably see if I can open it up a little bit. It can go about Mach 0.81. Sometimes I can do Mach 0.82. Just give it a few extra miles per hour. We're in the A321 Neo Airbus. The virtual airline on this flight is Frontier. Frontier Airlines.
Regis 8055.
Go outside. know, I wish I was wrong about the interaction of Traffic Global on XPlane 12.3, but it does look like there is some correlation between some of the crashes I was having, because the minute I took it off, and I've been running without it, I've had no issues whatsoever, and I hate that because I really liked Traffic Global. I'm going to go without it for about another week or so and just gauge it. But if Traffic Global, if you're listening, if you could figure it out, it'd be nice. I may send them. I'll drop them a line on their one of their pages. Recap on this flight, we're running say Intentions for ATC. I think I may have it set. There's a setting I can put in there where it will something will happen. It just says you want an incident, you want something to happen, and so it sometimes throws a curveball at you just to see how you react to it. Sometimes it's something like a passenger. Sometimes it's but it's never anything actually that happens in the avionics because there's no, they don't connect, they don't talk. That's too bright, by the way. The lights in the cabin area, way too bright. It's almost too dark, but it's better. I think I'd rather have it a little bit darker back there, especially this time of the night. And so we're 620 miles outside of LAX. Alright, looks like they've got an arrival gate for us on this flight too, which is 209A. Hey Adam. Alright, we're about cruise altitude. I'm going to try to speed us up just a little. So, try to take us up to about 0.81, Mach 0.81. See if it holds. Ron, what's our speed right now in miles per hour and knots?
We're currently at 452 knots, which is about 520 mph.
Okay. Mario, you have some coffee with half and half?
Yes, Captain. I'll get that coffee with half and half right away for you.
What's going on the ground? Huh. I have no idea where this is here. I could probably look it up on the map. It's a small general aviation airport. I see it, but I don't even know the name of it on there.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached our cruising altitude, and I hope you are all feeling fantastic. We will now begin our snack and drink service. Today, we have some delightful options for you, including our famous Italian pasta salad and a scrumptious chicken wrap that I must say is almost as good as my mama's cooking. After our service, I'll be coming around with some fabulous items from the food division. So keep your eyes peeled. Thank you for flying with us today and enjoy the flight.
Alright, let's see how long we are. Right, we're down to 590 miles, 589 miles from LAX, and this ought to go pretty fast. Our ETA, it's about an hour and 20 minutes. I'm on the East Coast technically here. I think it's 11:49 where I am now. Will be in LA, I guess, around 7 o'clock. 7 or 8 o'clock. Mario, the coffee was delicious. Thank you.
I'm so glad you enjoyed the coffee, Captain. It's always a pleasure to serve you.
Right, so technically I made the coffee and I drank it here. What do we have tonight? Looks like tonight we have a headwind at the moment. Yeah, we do.
Viper 7 Echo, Echo, roger. Continue RNAV approach runway 7 at Farmington.
Thank you for the service.
Have any of y'all watched the particular, was it one of the shows about airline pilots, but these two pilots were surfing the internet, looking up stuff on their computers, and they were going to Minnesota and ended up overshooting the airport by 100 miles. They had activated Air National Guard and were concerned of a hijacking that flight. They ended up having to explain, had a lot of explaining to do. When they were asked what they had done on that, or what they did, they were out of contact for 45 minutes. When they finally talked to somebody, their only response was, "We were distracted." Then they had a lot of explaining once they got on the ground. I think eventually both those pilots had their certificates or their licenses revoked or pulled for a while, and after some finagling, I think they both got it back. But yeah, that was a rough time for them. And I want to say that was Southwest pilots. Yeah, I do that a lot. I love watching any of the shows on YouTube on things to do with airliners, or when planes crash, or any of those, the Mayday disasters. I watch those all the time. Resetting this to 3,000 for when we begin our descent, and then I'm going to let VNAV manage the descent. I will say this, the airports, since I pulled Traffic Global, or I uninstalled it for now, it's made the airports a lot, I mean, they're like ghost towns compared to what they were. But it's just, for me, it's not worth the crashes. It's just not worth that hassle. And I'm hoping that just Traffic Low will come up with a patch that has to do with 12.3 or figure it out, and just let us keep going.
United 4763, descend and maintain flight level 300.
All right. Right, we are about 530 miles. Right, we're 521 miles outside of LAX. We're at about 460 knots, or it won't be a problem. Yeah. Right. right at 500 miles outside of LAX. We're currently at 360. We're looking at an arrival time of about 40 minutes. We should, actually we'll be descending in about 30 minutes or less, I think, yeah. It's honestly not a terribly long flight. It's Denver to LAX, and I didn't even realize how close it was, but it's about 750 miles, I think. I mean, you can get there in less than 2 hours, easy. A better idea where we are. See what the weather's like. The weather's pretty clear. Yeah, not bad at all. Is there anybody else here on 12.3? See, the XPlane is 12.3 on the beta, or are you on 12.2? Mario seatbelt sign is off.
Okay, Captain. I let the crew know that the seatbelts are off.
We're 476 miles outside of LAX. Probably about 260 miles outside of our descent, our top of descent, so it won't be long. We're still at about 360 and cruising at about Mach 0.81, about 538 miles per hour, 460, 470 knots. Brian, what is our speed in knots and miles per hour?
We're currently at 470 knots, which is about 541 mph.
Cool. It's awesome. Okay. Is anybody else on XPlane 12.3, the beta? If you are, just drop a comment. Say that you are. I'm polling if I have any Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 people also. Nothing going on down there. We're in the Midwest. Nothing happening. So I'm in the North Carolina area and getting ready to drive to Texas. 16 hours. 16 hours. Would love to fly that instead. So this whole trip started out in Atlanta. So Atlanta to Denver. That was a long trip. Atlanta to Denver is about 1,100 miles. And now I'm on the second leg, which is Denver to KLAX. And this is for Frontier Airlines, Frontier Virtual Airlines. So I fly for a few, like Alpaca is one I fly for. That's the Flying Scotsman's airline. Then Delta, I do actually fly for Delta, and they have the best ACAR system, I think. And I only say that because I started to try to fly some for American, but I didn't, just haven't started yet, but I'm curious if they're not similar to Delta. We're about to break the 300-mile mark. Alright, we're at 360 cruise. Not much going on up here right now until we start the descent. Alright, I'm going to go and start putting some numbers in for arrival. Starting out with KLAX, which is 3 3026 QNH. Our performance numbers are already entered, and our arrival information is entered in our flight plan. So we're ready. I'm reading the information. Says that our level of pressure is 1017.9, hourly temperature of 14.4 Celsius, and a dew point of 5.8 Celsius. Alright. We're 381 miles outside. When I was, I spent 11 years as a police officer in a city in North Carolina, and I remember the worst time of the evening was about now. Well, I can tell, okay, so sometimes it was 3 or 4 in the morning, but around 12:30 a.m. It sometimes would get just if things slowed down, it was rough. You get sleepy. On the bottom left of the screen, I'm watching for my top descent there to get an idea about when we want to start our descent.
Zulu. Arriving and departing runway 21. Wind 235 at 15 gusting 26. Visibility 1/4 mile. Sky conditions, view at 1500 feet. Broken at 3500 feet. Solid overcast at 12,000 feet. Temperature 14. Dew point 11. Altimeter 3028. Density altitude 7700 feet. Advise on initial contact you have information whiskey. Grand Canyon National Park Airport, information whiskey. 0347 Zulu. Arriving and departing runway 21. Wind 235 at 15 gusting 26. Visibility 1/4 mile. Sky conditions, view at 1500 feet. Broken at 3500 feet. Solid overcast at 12,000 feet. Temperature 14. Dew point 11. Altimeter 3028. Density altitude 7700 feet. Advise on initial contact you have information whiskey. Grand Canyon National Park Airport, information whiskey. 0347 Zulu. Arriving and departing runway 21. Wind 235 at 15 gust.
Say Intentions. One of my favorite things about Say Intentions is the fact that it keeps a log. So the whole time you're flying, it's keeping all that information. And if you need to go back and check it, if you need, something in writing, you've got it. So it works well. When we get to 300 nautical miles outside of LA, I'll switch back to allowing VNav or my navigation to control the speed. Is that lightning? I saw. That was lightning because it lit up the whole plane. switch back over. The speed's being managed by the Airbus now, or the McDo. Excuse me. Ron, give me my speed in knots and miles per hour.
We're currently at 455 knots, which is about 523 mph.
Okay. Put the auto brake here on medium. And we'll be anticipating descent in about 115 miles. We're getting close to our top of descent, but we got a little bit more to go. Right? We're under 300 miles from our destination.
Hey, Captain Steve Bryan. Would you like anything to drink or a small snack? Oh, and just so you know, last night's hotel was quite the experience. And not in a good way.
We have nights like that. I'll have another cup of coffee. How about that? Half and half.
Absolutely, Captain. I'll get you another cup of coffee with half and half right away.
And we're about 15 minutes from descent. 15, 20 minutes. Brian, center's been rather quiet. Wouldn't you think?
Yeah, it's been pretty quiet. Sometimes it gets like that.
Alright, we are 287 miles outside of LAX. We are maybe 15 to 20 minutes from starting our descent. And it's been a rather quiet flight. In fact, the weather, everything's really been really uneventful. It's been nice. I've already got our auto brake set for medium. I'm not loading the ground spoiler yet, but we'll go through that checklist when the time comes. Whew. Coming in on what I call an angry arrival, or we're coming in on the dinero arrival. Dinero. Shout out to my friend Frank Turek. He was at Western Carolina today taking questions, and he did a great job. So shout out to you, Frank Turek. Right. 258 miles outside of LAX. Okay. But to recap our needs. Yeah, the McDo's set, performance and decision on that set. McDo PM, flight plan set. Baro ref is already set. ECAM's fine. Landing lights, that's not till we're down below 10,000, 10,000. Okay. We're good. Oh man, it is getting early right now. Get through this flight. All right, we're 237 nautical miles outside. One thing I like about our current approach to LAX is it's pretty much straight in. We don't have to transition to the other side. We'll be going straight in. All we need is a good descent. That's it. once again, we have our altitude set for 3,000 in anticipation of descent. It will be managed down. There are some restrictions along the way that it will take care of. Alright, Mario, we're going to be starting descent in about 15 minutes. If there's anything you need to do.
Thank you for the update, Captain. I'll make sure the crew is prepared to take their seats in about 15 minutes.
How much time in there we had? I did not reset the chronometers from an earlier flight, but I didn't realize that they were yeah, anyway. They may not do us any good. Reset them. Alright, we're gonna drop this. We already have the seat belts already on. So we are, I think for Mario, he's already set. Now we're just waiting to descend. We're getting close. We're right at 195 miles outside, and we'll probably be descending in the next 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes. Brian, would you get clearance to descend on the Angel for arrival?
I'll get our descent clearance for the Angel for arrival.
Right, we're ready.
Denver Center, Frontier Flight 2341, Denver Center, Frontier 2341, seeking descent clearance for the Angel 4 arrival into Los Angeles.
Frontier Flight 2341, Denver Center, radar contact. Frontier Flight 2341, Denver Center, expect the Angel 4 arrival. Expect to descend in about 5 minutes. If you'd like to descend now, just say the word.
Frontier Flight 2341 requesting to start our descent early on the Angel 4 arrival.
Frontier Flight 2341, just say the word.
Frontier Flight 2341 saying the word. Would you clear us to descend, please?
Frontier Flight 2341, descend and maintain 27,000 feet. Altimeter 3001.
Descending, maintaining 270. Frontier Flight 2341.
Been made for the passengers to return to their seats and prepare for landing.
Frontier Flight 2341, descend and maintain 27,000 feet.
We have left our cruising altitude and are now starting our approach to Los Angeles. Please return to your seats, stow your tables, and fasten your seatbelts. The use of the lavatories is now not allowed. Thank you for your cooperation as we prepare for landing.
Frontier Flight 2341, contact Los Angeles Center on 124.2.
Brian, are you responding to that?
I'll switch us to Los Angeles Center on 124.2.
Not sure what he was doing.
Denver
Maybe.
Center, Frontier Flight 2341, Los Angeles Center, Frontier Flight 2341, descending ahead of schedule on the Angel 4 arrival into Los Angeles. Denver Center, Frontier Flight 2341, Los Angeles Center, Frontier 2341. Descending early on the Angel 4 arrival into L. A.
Right. Okay.
Frontier Flight 2341, contact Los Angeles Center on 126.35.
Alright, well, it's 290 and ascending. steady descent.
Frontier Flight 2341, descend and maintain flight level 260.
Flight level 260, Frontier Flight 2341.
Frontier Flight 2341, contact Los Angeles Center on 126.35.
Ron, you going to report in?
IL switches to Los Angeles Center on 126.35.
Los Angeles Center, Frontier Flight 2341, Frontier Flight 2341, switch to Los Angeles Center on 126.35. Los Angeles Center, Frontier Flight 2341, descending from flight level 270 to flight level 260. Good evening.
Frontier Flight 2341, Los Angeles Center, good evening.
Los Angeles Center, Frontier Flight 2341, evening, descending from flight level 270 to flight level 260.
Frontier Flight 2341, descend and maintain flight level 260.
Descend and maintain flight level 260, Frontier Flight 2341.
See where we are. We are 107 miles outside of LAX at 250. Right, we're holding to restriction at Glesson, flight level 240 and 281 knots for about another 3 nautical miles.
Frontier Flight 2341, descend and maintain 17,000.
He's stepping me down. Descending and maintain 17,000, Frontier Flight 2341. Ron, what airport is that coming up in front of us?
That's San Bernardino International Airport, KSBD ahead of us.
Frontier Flight 2341, contact SoCal approach on 124.3.
Ron, you responding?
I am steady here, Steve.
They just switched us to 124.3.
Switching to SoCal approach on 124.3.
Los Angeles Center, Frontier Flight 2341, Los Angeles SoCal approach. Frontier 2341, descending past 17,000 feet.
Frontier Flight 2341, contact SoCal approach on 127.0.
Brian, you're very slow tonight. Is everything okay?
Everything's fine, Steve. Just keeping things smooth and steady.
Alright, we just got switched over to 127.0.
Switching to SoCal approach on 127.0.
Los Angeles Center, Frontier Flight 2341, Los Angeles Center, Frontier 2341, changing over to SoCal approach on 127.0.
Frontier Flight 2341, descend and maintain 5,000, turn right, heading 275 vectors for the ILS runway 24 right approach.
SoCal approach, Frontier Flight 2341, evening, descending to 13,000 feet.
Frontier Flight 2341, SoCal approach. Good evening, Los Angeles, altimeter 29905. Expect the ILS runway 24 right approach into Los Angeles.
Good evening. Altimeter 29905, expecting the ILS runway 24 right approach. Frontier Flight 2341.
Frontier Flight 2341, proceed direct MERS. Descend and maintain 4,000 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 24 right approach.
For wind, American 2262 is requesting an eastbound arrival. 7 left or 7 right.
Captain, cabin is ready.
For American 2262.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your friendly flight attendant speaking. We are now on our final approach into
Alright, we're going to flaps 1. Flaps 2. Ground spoiler armed. Approach activated. Alright, we're at flaps full. Auto brake medium. Ground spoilers armed. Checklist complete. Okay, approach is activated. Alright, localizer is captured. And now we're awaiting ILS capture.
Flight 2341, contact Los Angeles Tower on 120.905, crossing Merce.
Ron, answer.
Switching to Los Angeles Tower on 120.905 as we cross Merce.
Los Angeles Tower, Frontier Flight 2341, crossing Merce, descending for ILS approach to runway 24 right.
Frontier Flight 2341, continue descent and maintain 4,000. Expect the ILS runway 24 right approach.
Descending and maintaining 4,000, expecting the ILS runway 24 right approach. Frontier Flight 2341.
All right. Hey Tazzy, I have the screen extended.
Frontier Flight 2341, contact Los Angeles Tower on 120.905.
Ron, are you answering?
Switching to Los Angeles Tower on 120.905.
Level 16,000, Atlantis 420, Sierra Bravo. SoCal approach. Frontier Flight 2341, Los Angeles Tower, Frontier 2341, descending to maintain 4,000. Anticipating the ILS approach for runway 24 right.
Yeah, I really wish, Tazzy, that the dash was a little bit more crisp or clear. But yeah, but I do like the fact you can pop them out. I wish the Zebo model, I wish you could do that with the Zebo model. It's one thing they've never added to it. All right, so we're on final. 2,500. That's okay. It's warning me about a fuel discrepancy, or but I don't think it's enough to matter. It's not gonna take me out of balance or anything.
2,000.
I'm gonna let AutoLand take care of most of the landing. I probably will not hand fly this toward the end tonight. Oh, and Tazzy, I use a iPad to, like, right now, to to put my Navigraph on. So usually I don't pop it up on that on the screen, but I have it over to my left. It's warning me to land ASAP, but we're landing anyway. So. Okay, so my gear wasn't down.
500. Too low. Gear.
Thank you, Airbus.
100 above.
Yeah, I don't know what Navigraph has spoiled me, and but I don't know if I don't really want to use anything else other than Navigraph for my navigation. $100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. Retard. 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 Right.
Retard.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Los Angeles. We hope you enjoyed your flight with us today. Did you know that Los Angeles is known as the City of Angels? It's also home to the famous Hollywood sign and some of the best tacos.
Something else I really have enjoyed is
Thank you for flying with
low-cost carrier landing. I like that.
Please remain seated with your seatbelts fastened until we reach our
Say
final
Intentions
parking
is
position.
I've gotten to where I use Say Intentions so much. I'm not on VAT Sim as much anymore.
And the entire crew, we wish you a wonderful stay here in Los Angeles. The local time is 10:27 p.m. If you have a connecting flight, please listen closely. Flight 1234 to New York departs Maputo.
Yeah, there's certain things I don't mind paying, like the Navigraph monthly. I don't mind paying that for what I get.
And flight 5678 to Chicago departs 30 from gate 32. Thank you.
Hey, thanks for that. That's good info. So hit the all right. I think yeah, thank you. Yeah, just finally hit it off. I'm getting distracted. Maybe I shouldn't get distracted while taxiing. Tazzy, what's KOSP? That probably would mean I'm not using it, but I'm actually turning off here. Here's an anomaly, and I haven't figured this one out yet. And this is only at KLAX that I see this. You see a problem with this? I hadn't figured that one out yet. No, I'm not. So the sound pack for the Toliss, I have, no, I never purchased it. I'll try that. I'm sure I can pick it up on the forum. Now the 777, I think I do have. In fact, I'll fly that one out one of these times. But I have tried that one. All right, KSFO. It would seem like it was more likely KSFO, but not sure where that boat comes from. Yeah. I'm going to turn off up here when we get closer to the tower. Okay, so some of my favorite airports though to fly out of is I got Nimbus custom scenery for KATL, KMIA Miami, and for Charlotte. In fact, I used to live near the Charlotte airport. But those three are really, really good. They did a good job on them. Nimbus does a great job on all their airports. I have one I think it's by the Thai creators for KDCA also. Yeah, I may give that a try. Yeah, but yeah, especially since I'm kind of addicted to Toliss. The Toliss aircraft, the A321, the Neo is probably one of my favorite ones. That's probably the one I use the most, the A321. And I just got the Toliss A330. I look forward, and then, in fact, I'd rather fly it than the one in XPlane 12. I think it's much better, and it's a lot more uniform to the other McDoos and all the Toliss. Yeah. I have not tried. I've got a 747 model, but I have not done much with it yet. Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. It's a place I would like to go someday. I've never been to Australia. I will. I'll do that. I will look that one up. And go ahead and pull it. I'll go ahead. I'll get it off the XPlane store. That down. Okay, put my chocks down. Get my external power going. Our GPU. Bring my power down. And drop the lights. That's pretty good. And I will do that. I will do that if it, especially if it'll add. It sounds like it'll really add to the immersion experience. I'll do that. Well, let me close this flight out. This was a Frontier flight tonight. I thought I'd try Frontier. I fly. There's Delta and for Alpaca. Flying Scotsman's airline. I've really enjoyed flying with them because you actually can. The way they've got the schedule set up, you can create your own schedule, like your own flights, and so it's been neat. I can go to the airports I like to go to the most. I will do that. I haven't thought about doing that. Putting that on the EFB. I've not thought about doing it that way. I will. I'll do that. Hey, well, live and learn, man. I learned something more than anybody else does when we do this. We go. Not thrilled with. I think I came in at about a 425 feet per minute on the landing, but that was mostly auto land. I did not hand fly it. That time I thought I'd give auto land a chance, but not awful, but oh, definitely Tassie. that 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 part there's kind of trying to fish for it. They kind of, especially when you're on the runway. I don't like that. How are we doing here? Well, next flight I'll come back at. I'll probably come out of KATL and show you all the Nimbus. You've probably already seen it, but the Nimbus airport. I flew out of Atlanta more than not. I think I've all, because you know what they said, they always say about Atlanta. You know, if you want to get to heaven, you got to go through Atlanta in the East Coast. But the Nimbus does such a good job on the custom scenery for that. It looks identical to the real airport. So if you've flown in and out of Atlanta, it looks identical. But that's probably one of my favorite ones to fly. And same would go for Nimbus's depiction of Charlotte, KCLT. That's another really good one. Well, I hope everybody has a good night. I think there's a third leg on this, but I'm not going to do the third leg until tomorrow on this one here. I think the way that Frontier Flight sets it up, you can grab 3 legs, and I think the first one tonight that I took was from Atlanta to Denver, and then it took me from Denver to LA, and then there's a third leg I'll go to that trying to think where the third leg goes to Phoenix. So I'll take a leg to Phoenix sometime in the morning. All right. Hey, have a good one, y'all. Hey, thanks for hanging out with me, man. It's been nice.